You know, this idea, right, that you're going to issue a dissolution and then you're going to arrest the husband 3 days later, right? And then while I'm on trial, some court commissioners are going to reissue the protection order without waiting for the verdict. Yes. You're not going to expunge my court record, right? You're not going to expunge the arrest record, and then you're going to continue to reissue protection orders because you say I'm crazy for never having committed any domestic violence or child abuse. All you've done is abuse my sons for 7 years and 4 months. Now, I don't know where they're at. You say they're doing fine because they're straight A students and they play football. Oh, I say they're not fine. I say that they've suffered 7 years and 4 months of child abuse because you keep lying about who I am as a father. Now, that does cause a considerable amount of psychological damage to the actual children of the parent. Now, every time you had me arrested, it was a false police report. Yes. I provided the documentation of provable evidence that I wasn't in swim. Yeah. And you said I was crazy. I email you every day for 3 fucking years and you act like you don't have to protect children. Then somebody makes up some bullshit about Brennan, Washington. Yes, I go to court hearings for the last 14 months, and now you want to put me in a mental institution for knowing that I never committed domestic violence or child abuse. Now, how could it not be abusive to children to refuse to enforce the requirements of the law? Now, I have a bias against domestic violence and child abuse because you, as law enforcement, have used it, yes, to arrest somebody that's innocent of any crimes. Yeah, I wasn't in Brennan, and I never attempted to contact Heidi or my sons. Yes, I never emailed those school districts, but I sure the fuck email police departments every day. My civil rights are being violated, my family is being abused, and you refuse to enforce the laws because you don't want me to sue you and you don't want me to have you put in prison. Well, when you commit this kind of crime, that's what's going to happen. Okay. Now, you said, well, I'm in power and we're just going to do this. We're going to put him in a mental institution and we're going to administer psychotropic medication against his will. When I tell you that I did not receive reasonable notice and an opportunity to be heard. Ouch. That I wasn't present at court hearings. That the court commissioner's infallible. Now, it's child abuse. You're depriving my sons of a father that they have every right to have, and they've always had the right to have him because you never had the jurisdiction to issue the first protection order. I was never arrested in Washington state. You never had the jurisdiction to have me arrested for contacting domestic violence advocacy because I'm a party, yes, of the first protection order that you issued known as the respondent. I wasn't attempting to contact them. Pooch. I wasn't attempting to contact the petitioner. I was informing them that I was on probation and I wanted to know if they got the documentation from Guam. They made up a bunch of shit about me. I was found not guilty. And then all you've done for the last 7 years is abuse my sons. Now you've tortured me, okay? Ooch. You've done everything you can to get rid of me because you want to say that I have no right to sue you. Oh, I actually do. See, there's this concept, right, of what is abuse. Now, let's say wheat, okay? Wheat is something very important, yes. Who profits from the sale of high fructose corn syrup? Corn growers. Yes. We are a nation that produces the largest amount of corn probably throughout the world. Yes, we are. And let's say I could prove that the corn syrup that's being used in some of the products of those that sell, yes, Walmart, yeah, is causing unnecessary sensitivity to the nerve endings of those that are children. Yes, because of the molecular structure of corn syrup. Oh, Now, why don't you get me all of those farmers that manufacture corn? Yes. And I tell them that they no longer can sell their corn to make a high fructose corn syrup, pooch, because it's against the law, because it's abusive to children. Now, you thought this was some bullshit fucking lawsuit this morning, but it's not. I want to know what my sons have been eating for 7 years and 4 months. I want to know where they've been getting their underwear. Pooch. In fact, I want to know what kind of laundry detergent's been used. Magic underwear. Now, you might not care about the actual genitals of my sons, but I do. And it's not that I'm concerned that their dick's going to fall off. Pooch. But the sperm that they actually manufacture, yes, it will eventually be used to manufacture, as in procreate, yes, grandchildren. And as a father that wants to be a grandfather, I'm 48 years old. Yes, I am concerned about the health of their actual sperm. Now, these corn growers, yes, that find it very important to be able to sell their corn, yes. What if I told them, well, you're not going to? Oh, you're going to lose the availability of the high fructose corn syrup industry because we can only use sugar as a nation because of the molecular structure of the product that you're manufacturing. That would disappoint them. Oh, whoa. But as a father, I am concerned about what my wife probably wasn't. The actual sperm, yes. The quality of it, yes. And the grandchildren that I'm going to see, and the great grandchildren. Ooh, see, a man thinks about his genitals different than. Why don't you get me the corn and every manufacturing facility of all corn syrup? Yes. Now, this wheat, yes, that you say, well, it's somewhat important. Wheat is one of the world's most important food crops. Oh, look at the grain industry. Yes. Why don't we look at the wheat and all of those that have to have gluten free? Yes. Now, I seem to think that the wheat that's being used in the bread products, right, is being adulterated. See, there was a time that America was eating bread products that had the whole wheat kernel in it. Yes. Then somebody said, oh my gosh, there's too much fat in the wheat and it's causing us to get bloated, overweight, diabetic, obesity problems, obesity. Now, this common wheat, club week, and Durham week, yes, I seem to think that the actual bread that was manufactured in the 1940s and 1950s is healthier than the bread we're eating right now. And then somebody said, "Well, I'm gluten problem. Yeah, I got gluten problems. I just have a problem." And then there's this whole concept of cloning in dogfish. Yes, let's say the dog can't digest the same as a male man does, and the sperm needs gluten-free sperm. It needs high fructose corn syrup. I think that just regular old salt, sugar, yes, and wheat could be a lot healthier for my sons. Now, I'm one of these that does concern myself about their actual health. It's something that fathers think about, that mothers may or may not think about. What's the quality of the sperm? What's the quality of my own sperm? Oh, you know, you learn things as a male during adolescence and puberty about don't keep your balls too close to your body or you'll have deformed sperm. Yes, and it'll make deformed children. Oh, and this whole concept of coming to find out, if I found out that my sons didn't wait for their 10th wet dream before thinking about having sexual intercourse, considering how often it happens. As a father, I'd have a good long talk with them about why their testicles need to tell their brain when it's time to come to find out. And they should be asleep when that happens. Now, as a father, okay, I have a lifetime of being a male. Yes. And I would tell my sons different than what their mother might have told them. I would have told them no need to mess around down there. Okay. It works by itself. And after your 10th wet dream, you can think about getting married. Yes. Now, sometime in your mid 20s, it would be the right time.